Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sorry that last week's video just took forever to get out. By forever, I mean 3 months. I know that this one's coming out like right after it. I haven't decided on like an intro. We're kind of new to this if you can't tell. I feel like the lighting is getting there. Audio definitely needs some work, but we're gonna work. For those of you who don't know me, I was on Discovery Plus and TLC's Too Large. I lost over 300 pounds and I've continued that weight loss journey after the show. And yeah, so today's video is my top 10 tips that help me lose over 300 pounds. And now this video isn't just for people who are getting weight loss surgery, like whether you are, you aren't, you have, you haven't, you're going to, you're not, like, doesn't matter. This video is for you. I think that I have some really great tips and these are really what helped me commit. No, there's a lot more that goes into it than just the surgery. So let's get started. Okay, so starting with tip number 1. Focus on food, not fitness. Now hear me out. There's a time for fitness, but it's not right now. Not when you're getting started. Focus on food. Focus on what you're putting in your body, what you're eating. The first 107 pounds I lost before surgery weren't exercise. I know that there were a couple scenes where you saw me, Bobby, me, Kristen exercising. That was it. I promise you. That was it. I focused on my food, not my fitness. And I lost 107 pounds before surgery. So stop spending all this time thinking that, oh, I have to start out right out the gate. I'm going to do 5 miles this day. I'm going to eat healthy and wonderful. No. It's great if you can do that. That's such a major shift in our lifestyle that we're not going to be able to sustain that. That's a lot of steam at a train that ain't going too far. So start small. Make a lot of changes over time in your diet at home. Focus on food. And as you start to lose weight, walking's going to be easier. Fitness is going to be easier. So, diet first. And if you're properly fueling your body and really focusing on your diet, that walking's going to be a breeze. And pretty soon you'll be on that stripper pole just going. Focus on food, not fitness. A lot of people are going to get mad at me for saying that. Those people can fuck off because it's true. Weight loss happens in the kitchen. That brings us to tip number 2. Have a high volume, low calorie diet, especially one that's high protein. Now, for those of us who are bariatric patients, and you're like, whoa, buddy. It's not going to work for us in the same way. We want that high protein, but for people who are pre-bariatric surgery or who are post-bariatric surgery and who have kind of stretched their stomach back out to a degree that's not, necessarily sustainable where they can still binge, focus on high volume, low calorie foods. So I don't know the scientific name for it. I'm not a scientist, never claimed to be. I understand it a little, don't understand a lot. But basically the point of this is that you're still able to eat the same volume that you were before, maybe a little less, but you're still getting that full, you're still getting that experience, you're still getting the effect, but you're just not hitting the same calories that you were before. You can have this huge bowl of like egg roll in a bowl that's like 800 calories, like huge bowl. And it has turkey and it tastes delicious and it's wonderful. Or you can have this itty bitty bowl of macaroni and cheese. It's like 300 calories per spoonful. And there's and it's like 100 million calories for the bowl. Not actually. I'm being dramatic because I'm dramatic. I'm gay. It comes with the card. But 800 calories for the big bowl or 800 calories for the itty bitty bowl. It's so small. When it comes to high protein foods, the more protein you have, the more full you're going to feel. Especially with leafy greens, high fiber. Those things are really going to help keep you full longer. And if you need inspiration and you don't know what to look for this, I have the perfect person for you. AussieFitness. He's on Instagram. He's on TikTok. He has 1,000 wonderful recipes for high volume, low calorie meals, but also for those of us who are bariatric patients, high protein. He's made some things that I'm like, how? That's more protein in a chicken nugget than my protein shake. And I can eat that chicken nugget, and that chicken nugget's not big. Like, he offers really sustainable ways to get your protein, because protein on a bariatric diet is like painful to get in. And he shows you how to get it in. So like AussieFitness, like, I don't know if you're ever going to watch this, but like, dude, I do my Aussie accent, but you'd block me, and I just can't have that type of energy in my life. So I'm sorry. And that brings us to my third tip. Do not, for the love of God, drink your calories. Don't do it. Don't waste. No. Don't do it. What do I mean by that? Your soda's gone. Sweet tea, no more. Lemonade, sayonara. Juices, be gone. All that, don't know what happened to them. What? Okay, I know I'm probably like 90% of you like finger on the eggs. Like, we're done. He said sweet tea. No. You can have not diet sweet tea. I know that's never going to happen. Diet sodas. Sodas that are 0 calorie. You can have juices that are 0 calorie. If you're going to do juices that have sugar, have the pulp. But in reality, don't drink your calories. One of the best things I have found is, and I'm actually in the process of making it. So this is my Hydro Flask bottle. I'm a Bisco girl. It's my Hydro Flask, and I put 2 packets of the individual Crystal Light. I'll do 1 strawberry, 1 lemonade, pour it in. It's 32 ounces. They're made for 16-ounce water bottles. We did some math. We're smart. It's wonderful. It tastes delicious. I prefer it over everything else except sweet tea. Sweet tea is just, it's wonderful. And I know that no one's going to drink diet sweet tea. I would rather you beat me up than ever ask me to drink diet sweet tea. Like, it's easier that way. Not going to do it. So, 32-ounce water bottle, 1 thing of lemonade, 1 thing of strawberry Crystal Light, and you got strawberry lemonade. Any combination you want, you can do. But artificial sweeteners, as you have been told, do not cause cancer. What? Do not cause cancer. What are you saying? Where is this coming from? You're not a scientist, I know. However, there's a lot of misinformation out there, and one of them is that artificial sweeteners cause cancer. And that has pushed a lot of people away from artificial sweeteners. I used to be one of them. The United Kingdom, as well as the United States, both say that they do not. There's only been 1 study that was just recently, like in the last year, I think, published, correlational, small, between artificial sweeteners and cancer. Before that, there was none. And even then, this is a correlational, meaning that it is not causational. Let me explain the difference. Causation. When I hit my head on a wall, pain exists. One causes the other. Correlational means that I slam my head on the wall and the lights in Georgia go off. One happens, the other happens. There's no direct link, although for all I know, there could be a switch behind the wall that turns all the lights off in Georgia. But you know what? We don't know, because at this point, it is correlational. Enough as to where scientists feel as though it is not cancer-causing. And so you can go on the internet and people will still be perpetuating this myth to the point it is everywhere. So, don't drink your calories. Artificial sweeteners don't cause cancer. You've been lied to. Dun dun dun. The end. That brings us to tip number 4. Manage misinformation. For all you know, I could be lying. I could be making this up. I could be talking out of my butt. My butt doesn't talk, but if it could, I'd be making money off of it. Manage misinformation. What do I mean by that? You have no clue the information that's coming at you, if it's legitimate or not. Question everything. This not only applies to food, dieting, diet culture, weight loss. Question everything. Become a critical thinker. It's hard to do. It's not easy. It requires a little extra work than seeing something at face value. And so if you can't do that, at least find people with the skills, ability, and who you can trust to kind of vet that information for you. And even then, question them. There's 2 people who I found to be wonderful experts when it comes to misinformation and kind of dispelling it, teaching people about science, food, our bodies, and not just hearsay and kind of what's thrown around, but like actual science-based information. And that is Mariana's Pantry and FoodScienceBabe. These are the 2 women who are so fucking smart and have so much food knowledge and science-based understanding as to food, our bodies, and how it all works. And they're really good at expelling misinformation, but not only expelling it, explaining to you why it's wrong, what's correct about it, what you should know, and how, when you hear things in the future, to understand it and critically evaluate it. These are 2 wonderful resources. I highly recommend you following them, going through their page, looking at it, because there's a lot of things going around that are not true. Diet culture is so dangerous, and they are wonderful resources to have to kind of combat it and just build your own knowledge base. Number 5, control that environment. What does that mean? Your home, control your environment. Where you go, control your environment. Who's around you, control your environment. What does that look like though? So in my home, I do a lot of meal prepping, and I do them in containers that are perfect sizes for my VSG pouch, meaning that they're about a cup, and I pre-portion them. I put them in the freezer so that way they don't spoil. I make big portions because you're not going to get me to cook little mini portions each week. I do a huge thing of cooking, and I just put it in the freezer, and every time I'm hungry, I'll go downstairs, I'll heat one up, and it's ready and available. They don't really spoil, and I keep them in meal-safe containers. That's one way I control my environment. Another way is I don't keep sweets in the house. If there's a Reese's in this house, I can smell it. There's 427 Reese's at the CVS down the street. 72 are on display. The rest are in the back from a sniff. Not actually. I'm lying about that. But if they were in this house, I'd find them out like a bloodhound. I do not keep sweets in this house. And the main reason is because even on surgery, I know that I will eat them. I know that that is a weakness. It is a crux of mine. So what do? I will have sour sweets in the house. If I really want a sweet, I'll go to that. Something sour, because I don't really like sour things. But if I'm in a sweet mood, I'll eat them. I have fudge-sickle bars, which are only 40 calories. I'll eat those. Again, they're not going to satisfy your ice cream cravings. They're just going to pacify it. I will also, if I really want ice cream, I'll go get it. I will go to Dairy Queen. I will go to the store. I'll get a pint of Ben & Jerry's. I'm not bringing a gallon back to this house because it'll be gone. Not all at once, but it'll be gone. Believe you me, by the day's end, that's all I'm eating. But I'll go get a pint of ice cream. I will go to Dairy Queen. I'll get a little small ice cream. Like, I will go get ice cream if I want it, but it does not stay in this house. Because if it is here, it is mine, and I will eat it, and no one can stop me. But when it comes to controlling your environment, that's also the people that are around you. Find you people that are going to support you. Your partner, if they have stuff in the house that they like, ask them to keep it elsewhere. Not like, oh, can you keep it like at your mom's? No. Like, hey, this food you get, it really makes me like, I really want it and I want to eat all of it. Can we not get it? Or can you put it someplace I won't find it? Or can it be something that we, go to the store and get? Like, is there some way to stop my access to it? Have a conversation with them. The people around you should be willing to support you. And not having chocolate at the house is a very small thing, especially when you can go 2 minutes down the road to get it. When I lived with Renee, girl loved Oreos. I said, girl, you keep those Oreos in your bed. You keep them in your drawers away from me. Because if I see those Oreos, they're not your Oreos anymore. They're my Oreos. And she was wonderful about it. She would keep them away from me. It was a wonderful part of having Renee as a roommate, is she would keep things that she would know trigger me away. And it's not a problem to ask people to do that for you. Ask people to help you. You are not in this alone. And if you live alone, you have full control over your environment. Have your healthy options be the things that you want to eat and the things that are at the forefront and readily available. And have your unhealthy options, things that you have to go get. Not things you can order on your phone to you. Not things that are in the cupboard and you can just access and not have to worry about cooking your healthy things. No. Things that you have to go get with your healthy options readily available. Tip number 6, work on your mental health and get your physical health in check too. Your mental health is probably the biggest component of weight loss. Everyone will say physical health. Yes, get your physical health checked. There's a lot of things that people don't talk about and people are scared of. Pre-diabetic. I was not diabetic. I am still not diabetic, but you know what I might be? Now that I'm finding out, I might be pre-diabetic. Why? Because insulin resistance, pre-diabetes, can show up 10 years, from what I understand. I'm not a scientist, so fact check me. 10 years before diabetes. That's diabetes type 2. Type 1 you're born with. But diabetes type 2, and it can make weight loss hard. There's a lot of things that you need to get checked. And even then, thyroid tests that they can be doing, there's like 3 tests that you have to get done to actually make sure you're thyroid, and a lot of doctors only check for 1. Advocate for yourself. Make sure that your physical health, your blood work's done. Kind of start to work on that and figure that out. When it comes to your mental health, a lot of people don't understand that when you eat massive amounts of food at one time, and you're only eating 1 meal a day, that's an eating disorder. What is the cause of that? Dieting. Dieting is a cause of binge eating. Eating a huge bowl of cereal like I did on the show. I would much prefer a huge bowl of macaroni and cheese, but eating things like that just so much, that's binge eating disorder. Really work on that mental health, that depression, that anxiety, that trauma, because that is what's going to hold you back more than anything else. Your mental health, depression, anxiety, social anxiety. One of the biggest reasons I struggled with getting up and moving and exercise is social anxiety. I know I sound perky, happy, ready to go. But when I get out there in the world and I start walking, I'm constantly concerned about everyone watching me, judging me. Social anxiety. It's something I've had to do a lot of work on, something we've made a lot of progress on, but you really need to work out the mental issues first, because your mental health, your physical well-being, just as important as your weight loss. And unchecked, your weight loss can make your mental health worse and your physical health worse. So you really want to get those 2 checked and allow those to fuel your weight loss. Those are important. Tip number 7, simple, treat yourself. When you do good, you feel good. People ask me all the time, how'd you love yourself so much? Well, because I loved me. I loved hanging out with me. I'd be in my room playing with Barbies, doing the Britney Spears dances, just having a good old time. And not everyone got me, not everyone understood me, and that was fine. But I liked me. And I truly and honestly love the person who I've become. And it's the times that I was doing good for myself, taking care of myself, my life, not just like, oh, go out, get your nails done. That's a part of it. Paying my bills on time, setting boundaries with people, saying no, like taking care of yourself. Do good. Treat yourself. Go get you that outfit. Go get your hair done. Do whatever you have to do to feel good about yourself, because when you feel good about yourself, you're going to do good for yourself, just like your car. You go get your car cleaned, guess what? Ain't nobody eating in this car for at least 2 weeks. Except me. But ain't nobody else. Why? Because it's clean. Look at it. We're keeping it clean. Apply that same thought process to you. And the more you maintain that and the more you keep it clean and treat yourself and make yourself feel good and you're proud of yourself, the better you're going to do for yourself. So treat yourself. Tip number 8, find a community and find support. Now, a lot of people who go get bariatric surgery, there's a lot of support groups on Facebook, elsewhere. Find a support network that is true to you. It can be a support group at home. It can be in your local community. It can be a mental health counselor. It can be a friend. Your support group could be one person. It could be a dog. Find a support group. Find people who are around you, who empower you, who make you feel worthwhile. One of the things I've been told in therapy so much is this idea of co-regulation. That when children grow up, a lot of the way in which they learn to regulate their emotions are watching other people. Find you people, surround yourself with who you want to be. Find yourself with people who can help you co-regulate, who are going through the same struggle you're doing and doing it in a way that empowers you and in which you can empower them. And be vulnerable with these people. You know, you don't have to be perfect 24/7. Perfectionism is a trauma response. It's okay to not be perfect. We're talking to Trauma Response Central over here. Central. Trauma Response Patient 0. It's okay to not be perfect. Be vulnerable. Find a community that supports you. Find people who empower you. Find people you can be yourself with. Find people who can help you co-regulate your emotions, your eating habits. People who can really help you with your weight loss. Tip number 9. And I'm about to lose half of you with this statement alone. It does not have to be today. What do I mean? You don't have to start losing weight today. You are worthy of love, romantically, with your family, with your friends, with yourself, most importantly, but you are worthy of love right here in this moment today. You don't have to start losing weight to feel beautiful. You don't have to start losing weight to feel accepted. You don't have to start losing weight to feel like you can be good at your job, that you can be successful, you can go back to school, whatever it is. No, you do not have to start losing weight today. It does not have to start today. There are 1,000 other things going on in this world that are more important than weight loss. 1,000 things. When it came to me and my homelessness, guess where weight loss was? It wasn't number 1. But even at 664 pounds, I could get my butt up. It wasn't easy, but I could walk from the shelter to the Goodwill and back and even around town if I needed to. I had holes in my feet, but I got up and I did it because what? Plus size people are the most persevering. How many diets have you been on and yet you are still here trying to keep going? And yet someone's going to look at you and tell you that, oh, you just need to try harder? Bitch, I've been running this marathon for forever. Don't tell me I need to try harder. As long as I keep trying, that's what matters. So it does not have to be today. It can be tomorrow, or the next day, or the next day, or not at all. It is your choice, no one else's, your choice, if you want to lose weight. And the reason you lose weight is your choice, no one else's. You do it for whatever reason feels dear to you. But you want to lose 10 pounds, look like a hot bitch, look like a hot bitch. You're still a hot bitch. You're still a hot bitch. Even at 664, I was a hot bitch. As a matter of fact, losing weight, I have more body issues now than I did at 664. They're not going to go away with weight loss. If anything, they're going to get worse because you're going to get some loose skin. Those stretch marks going to get a little more pronounced. Them chicken wings going to hang a little lower. But it does not have to be today. Because you are worth love at your highest weight just as much as you are at your lowest weight. And I cannot say that enough because I did not hear that enough. Bitch, I ain't nothing else but too fucking gay. That's it. And so tip number 10. Sorry, that was, we still have tip number 10. We may cut that out. You know, I am in charge of editing this video, so if it's in there, just know that that was my fault. that I put that in there, that I thought that that was funny. I amuse myself most of the time. Usually when I do something dumb, it's because I find it funny. So tip number 10, it is about what you gain, not what you lose. And I have said this from day one. It is about what you gain, not what you lose. You could lose 500 pounds and still be just as sad, as miserable, as scared as you were 500 pounds before. You could be worse. And as a matter of fact, as you start to lose weight, so many people get focused on the scale and perfection. And like, I need to lose this much. And if the scale's not moving, I'm not moving. And if I'm not moving, well, then I'm a failure. And they have one bad day because they're not perfect, or 2 bad days, or a bad week. Meanwhile, they've had a wonderful month. And that's 3 weeks of wonderful progress, 1 week of bad progress, or 1 day of bad progress, and 1 week of wonderful progress. And they're like, oh, next time. Progress is weight loss. Not perfection, progress. And stop focusing on that effing scale. Everybody hates fucking Karen. I have a Karen in my room now. I got that bitch right there. She's underneath my chest of drawers because she doesn't get to see the light of day. We have our Karen in a very unhospitable environment. But your scale is not going to tell you your entire weight loss story. It's only going to tell you a number. And your weight loss story is so much more than that. Don't focus on the intricacies of that number because God, is it a bitch. Instead, focus on what you gain, not what you lose. What does that mean? Your mobility. One of the biggest, best things that I started to notice first was my mobility, that I could walk more, that I had more energy. That was number 1. Number 2, the small decisions. I was proud of myself. Look at me, who's this bitch? What? I didn't have macaroni and cheese this whole week. Girl, stop. Like, things like that. Like, small things. I've stopped drinking soda? Who am I? Like, I just had a salad. I need to take a picture to remember this because it's probably never going to happen again. It happened again? What? Like, celebrate the small things. Even though they seem small, they seem dumb, celebrate them. Because that is progress. And it is little bits of your life that you are getting back that you have always wanted and that you are taking back slowly. You know, I walked into a Walmart a while ago and I could fit into their clothes. It was a little tight. You know, I would say the shirt was more of a corset than it was a t-shirt, but it got on. And before it would have been a tube top. It would have, right here. That would have been it. But now I could put it over my whole body, and that was amazing. Still can't shop there. Still working on getting the rest of it down because our weight loss has slowed. But again, I look at everything I've gained, and that motivates me to keep going. Because again, it is not about what you lose on your weight loss journey. It is about what you gain, and I cannot say that enough. So, those are my top 10 tips. They're in no order. We're not that fancy. Take them as you will. I really hope that they helped. And let me know if you have any questions. Tell me, what are your tips that you've learned along the way? Not food tips. I want to know your mental tips. What helped you up here overcome weight loss? What are your key tips? What are your takeaways from weight loss? What are things that really changed the game for you? Because mine was progress and not perfection, and that it's about what you gain, not what you lose. That was the game changer for me. So make sure to like, comment down below what your tips are, and make sure to subscribe to the channel. New videos, hopefully Wednesdays. We're getting better at it. This is a whole new kind of venture for us, so bear with us. And we're working on the audio and the lighting. We're getting there. But also, can we just talk about the difference between this to this? Who is she? Watch, I can't edit, and therefore this picture never shows up. And so it's just me like, can we talk about the difference between this pillow to this? Bye. I didn't just mount on camera.